My guest for today is the amiable the former commissioner of police, CP Chooks Enwonwu. Is here in the studio. Today is Thursday. CP, good afternoon to you, sir.
Good afternoon to you too
Uh,
and to the listeners.
okay. So good to have you join us again today.
Thank you.
All right. Don't forget, in case you're listening, you can watch us live on YouTube, wherever you are in the world. Yeah. All you need to do is just go there, open it up, get to the search bar, and type VOP 90.3 FM. Just that. And you watch us live. And again, hey, I always encourage you to get to the comment section and do drop a comment so we can have a robust conversation together. So let's do this. Our WhatsApp portal is also open. The number is 0700 903 9039. 0700 903 9039. That's the number to send your messages to this beautiful afternoon. And later on, we get to open up the studio line, which is 0700 903 9039. 0700 903 9039 903. Yeah, that's it. All right, let's set sail quickly this beautiful afternoon. CB, quickly, we need to touch on what do we call it now? The strike, the nationwide strike notice by NLC. Currently, we hear that the federal government is appealing to the Nigerian Labour Congress, which is the NLC, to shelve its planned strike schedule to start next weekend. Next week, Wednesday. And the federal government is saying that they will do everything possible to address issues raised by the labor movement, on the removal of the fuel subsidy. And for me, I say, do you see this happening actually? The federal government is used to promising Nigerians, I promise you these and that and that. And at the end of the day, nothing happens. So what do you think will happen? CP.
Well, I foresee a situation where the labor may likely calm down because they are used to calming down these days.
I don't understand what you said they are used to coming down these days.
Well, they are no longer the biting or sparking NLC we used to know. Maybe, do I put it that they are becoming more patriotic and at the same time sympathetic? I think that those are the appropriate words I want to use. I don't want to use the word that they are much more matured this time. They have always been matured. They have always been reasonable. And if you look at it, they are justified by whatever reaction they are expressing. Justified in the sense that they are not doing it for their own personal benefits. They are doing it for the masses in general, and particularly the working class. These are the worst hit or the worst affected in any policy direction that is unfavorable. Maybe policies that hinges on, inflation, spiraling inflationary trends. And like you can see recently, two major factors of subsidy removal, which is one, and then floating the naira, subjecting it to find its level. Instead of having a second tier market, let them have one single digit. And like I had observed earlier, the government didn't open themselves to advice from experts. If they had done that, they wouldn't have done the two almost at the same time. They would have staggered the second decision so that people would have been, they must have adjusted to the removal of subsidy first before you come with the second one. That second one is what has really spiraled the inflationary trend, where you just, I don't know, for reasons best known to them, devalue your currency by almost 35 to 40%. You don't do things like that. In as much as I see the level of desperation, occasioned by the way the previous government, the past 8 years had landed us into a deep mess, left behind almost 80 trillion in debts, both domestic and international. And it's an aggregation of all those things and the cumulative effect that has made the hardship to be terrible. And the worst hit are the working class. And that is what you have seen in summary being expressed by the Nigeria Labour Congress.
Maybe we should also find out why you feel that labor, no longer bites the way, it used to be. NLC under Adams or Shiomole, then used to be something else. I mean, they were open doing whatever they say, they stand on it. But now it's like NLC has become another arm of government,
I don't see it so. There has been a lot of changes. Like the government have, over time, learned the politics of cowing, any resistance or any pressure group they believe would be a clog in their will of movement. Like issue of going to court. You will notice that the number of times they wanted to strike, I mean both TUC and NLC, the government hurriedly went to court and got injunction restraining them, pending the determination of maybe one or two things. And, with that in place, the labor movements would not want to go contrary to the provisions of the law by taking laws into their hands. They would rather follow the due process and the rule of law. That is why that biting seems to be, simmered down to the extent that the emphasis should be focused more on dialogue and negotiations. And secondly, we have also come to realize that if you call out a general strike, even if there is no suit pending before any court to stop you, you being able to control that agitation by way of strike becomes another thing. If you move out on the streets to do a peaceful march, before you know it, criminal elements and all these hoodlums and miscreants will hijack it. And at the end of the day, the masses suffer more, because when they hijack it, they may end up looting people's shops, looting markets, and asking them why they have failed to comply with NLC. As if market has business to do with government business. You now see what the hunger, wickedness, and greed has caused in our people. They are only looking for any slight opportunity. They will move out and leave the targets, and then visit it on the public or the masses. They will hold people who are car owners, transport owners. If possible, they'll set their vehicles ablaze, set their tricycles ablaze, or even begin to vandalize those vehicles and loot whatever is inside the vehicle. Do you call that one labor agitation or labor movement, having strikes and all that? So these are the angles the labor movements look at. They want to be sure that they will be totally in control of whatever strike they are going to hold.
Yeah, during the meeting yesterday between the federal government and the labor union, the focus was actually around, how to fast track a lot of interventions, that will bring relief, particularly around CNG, mass transportation, cleaner energy transportation, and reduce the impact of the cost of transportation, the increased cost of transportation itself, and a whole lot. All right.
But those are the things I have always been emphasizing from day one.
Yeah.
That palliative they are talking about, concerning 8,000 per family or whatever it is, there's no need for that because number one, it won't even be transparent in the first place. Who are going to be the beneficiaries? Which list are they going to use? The best thing is they could have channeled this whatever money earmarked for it to go and bring in mass transit buses, get boats for riverine areas, improve on the rails, get more wagons and coaches, emphasize it, and be sure that the prices are reasonable and moderate. It will save a lot of.
But now we're talking about distributing, money.
No, it doesn't make sense.
Nothing. Aside that, Ogun State is also doing something similar, closer. In fact, I think the governor was saying that the state is ready to start distributing 10,000 naira to its citizens. And we asked,
well, they can localize it state level, but the federal government, who are the arrowheads that came up with this removal of the fuel subsidy, because they are the only ones in position to do that, they should look at the other side and flood the places with buses, high capacity buses, to do interstate, intrastate, city, metropolitan movements, key areas, flood them, so that we'll have buses doing maybe Badagry to Mile 2 to Marina. Have another one coming from Ekpe through Aja to the same Marina. Have another one taking off from Ikorodu. Not just one, buses, not just one bus. Buses, both the air-conditioned and the non-air-conditioned ones. Because the prices can be the same. For the poorest of the masses can use the one without air condition, which they can afford. The one with air conditioner, it will burn more AGO, automatic gas oil, that's diesel.
Yeah.
So the cost will obviously be higher. For those who are white-collar job people, bankers and civil servants or people in companies, they can use that. If you look at the road, if you're moving on the highways, you can see how free. It shows the signs of the hard time. So we need to see, it's not only here. If you go to civilized countries, climes, you see a lot of tubes, trams, trains, buses. I'm telling you, go to Europe, go to US, especially places like New York, you see so many of them. Then few of taxis and, cabs by way of Uber and all that. You hardly see people roll out their vehicles these days because of cost of things. Because of the inflation and cost of keeping vehicles on the road.
I saw something. The 500 billion naira palliative. There's a post I saw, and they're trying to equate how many buses, how many these large buses, these
high capacity
buses that money can provide,
can purchase. Of course, it will purchase and maintain.
Okay, purchase
and even maintain. It will ameliorate. People will just begin to say, okay, at least they have tried. Let us use this one as succor. That's the truth of the matter. If you do that, at least you have assuaged the pains of the masses.
Now, look at another stretch of this same story. The federal government has told the NLC that it is, it will legally restrain, or they are legally restrained from embarking, on that strike. Now, it didn't end there. Reacting, the permanent secretary of, or at the Ministry of Justice, in a statement said that the union was restrained by the order of the National Industrial Court, from embarking on any strike regarding the removal of petrol subsidy. What would you call that?
No, that's the same rule of law and due process.
This court thing, I don't understand.
Yes, the court thing.
So NLC don't have any right to,
if you feel the industrial court has given you an order. If you feel aggrieved, you come back to the court and give your grounds why you should be allowed to go on your strike.
But NLC says it's going ahead.
No, it will be very unlawful for them to do that. I don't think they will do it. Unless they have gotten an order of a higher court vacating the order of the industrial court, which I don't think. I've not heard that they went to appeal against the decision of the National Industrial Court. So anything contrary will be, disobedience to court order, and will land some people to be in jail. They will take some people to correctional service detention centers. If you come out to do something contrary to what the court order had stated clearly.
Well, as regards that, information reaching me here says that the NLC has submitted to, the jurisdiction of the court, and is being represented by the reputable law firm of Femi Falana.
Okay.
SEN. It is therefore, according to them, it is therefore a minimum expectation that the NLC will allow the courts to perform their constitutional roles rather than, resorting to self-help and undermining the orders of the court. Well, let's see how that plays out.
Exactly. Let's see how it plays out.
Let's see how that plays out.
Exactly.
Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. There's a whole lot to talk about. Is a whole lot happening in the southeast, your area,
yes,
your region,
yes,
as regards the seat at home.
Yes.
And Simon Ekpa and some of these people. Well, we'll get there. Let's just take it, one step at a time.
It's all right.
One step at a time. But then let me remind you that we're streaming live on YouTube. Just go there and watch us live, okay? VOP 90.3 FM on YouTube. Again, VOP 90.3 FM on YouTube. Now, let's talk about the ministerial list. A whole lot of agitations, expectations from Nigerians as regards what will happen, who will be there, who will be removed from that list. As of now, I've got several information that Wike, Edun, Oyetola, El-Rufai, who is that again? Adelabu, and a host of others, will make the ministerial list.
Well, as far as the masses are concerned,
you recall what we heard recently. I don't know if I should call that rumor about Wike,
not
making the list. And now we're seeing that, he is going to make a list.
All those things are politics. As far as the list or no list is concerned, the masses are not interested. What they are interested in is their belly force, stomach infrastructure. In the face of the stagnant and debilitating economic conditions and realities they find themselves. A lot of families can be short of 2 square meals these days because of these 2 factors, the devaluation of the currency and the removal of the subsidy. So if I were the government, or if I were to advise the government and they are going to listen, once they put in the ministerial list and is going through screening, they should focus on constituting the economic team. That is where our solution will come. I know why I'm saying this, because it worked like magic, first and foremost, during Obasanjo's time, and secondly, during Jonathan's time. That was why they were able to stabilize the economy to the extent that the dollar was between 120 naira to 150 naira when Jonathan was living per dollar. So you can now see between that 16 and 23 how the thing flew from 158, later doubled to 360 or thereabout, and then began to climb steadily. It's gross mismanagement. Because if you can imagine, even during Abacha's time, military regime, during time of dictatorship, when they were selling oil for like 15 to 18 or $19 per barrel, Abacha was able to hold the economy with sound people like Chief Anthony Ani and some other people who were holding the finance ministry and budgeting. They maintained between 80 and 86 naira to $1 for almost 5 consecutive years. It was when Obasanjo came in 1999 that the thing marginally moved up to 110, 120 to $1. And Obasanjo maintained it throughout his 8 years to 2007. And even when Yaradua came, in spite of the meltdown we had in 2008, 2009, Yaradua even got the dollar down to 116, 118 to $1. Naira to $1. Then when Jonathan came by 2012, 2013, the thing now moved up between 120 to 140, 150, 130, 140, 150, and stood there. So what happened? Within the 8 years. That's what I mean by gross mismanagement. People that were not incompetent set of managers, that were the people that held the economy to the jugular and ran it aground.
Some Nigerians have opined that these technocrats you're talking about,
yes,
they are also politicians. And that the politician in every man will always show. The first thing is when they get there, they want to enrich themselves.
No,
I want
to counter that.
Okay.
You know why I have to counter that?
Because being a technocrat doesn't mean you are no longer, human. You're not a politician.
But ask yourself, SLS, the former governor of Central Bank and ex-Emir of
Lamido Sanusi.
Yes, SLS. Sanusi, Lamido Sanusi. Was he, and up till now, is he a member of any political party? That's the question. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, was she, and is she any member of any political party? That's why I say look for people that can deliver. Forget about politics. Give them a trial and then see what comes out of it. There are some of them that have to be party members one way or the other. Somebody like Soludo, he's good to be there. Olusegun Aganga, the chartered accountant who was Minister for Finance and also Trade and Investment, is very, very suitable and sound to be there. This Kemi Adoshu is a very good material for that place. If you get these 5, there are some others you can pick both at home and in diaspora who will make the list, and you see something will happen.
And so are you expecting these people you mentioned to perform any form of magic?
Not that they will perform magic. You will see that they will begin to record changes. The GDP will naturally grow. The economy will start picking up. Mark my word. Let them try those hands. You see, the situation is appears hopeless, but it is not totally out of control. They will know what I want to do and get us back on track, because we are totally derailed. We need to set the rails back and get the train back on the rails and then move it again.
Now, bearing any last-minute change, President Bola Tinubu will today send a list of ministerial nominees to the Senate for screening and, of course, confirmation. Now, I want to read out some names. Top on the list for screening. Now, though different purported ministerial lists, have been in circulation, as the president kept Nigerians guessing. But then, top on the list for screening are the immediate past Kaduna State Governor,
El-Rufai.
Malam Nasir El-Rufai, current Special Advisor on Special Duties, Communications and Strategy, Dele Alake. Former Governor of Osun State, Adegboyega Oyetola. We also have Wale Edun. We have and the immediate past governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, Adebayo Adelabu, and Beta Edu. You know, names will be submitted today. Adelabu was the former deputy governor of Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, while Edu was commissioner for health in Cross River State and national women leader of the All Progressives Congress. So we are expecting these and some other persons to make this list. I mean, over time, or yesterday and the day before, we heard that the presidency was saying the reason why the president refused to just, bring out the list or the Senate to announce the names is because he wants an all-inclusive government. I mean, a government where we have almost every weighted. But looking critically, closely at those names, he decided to just drop them. Should we believe that? Or should we say maybe, hey, it's just one political game or the other, playing out as regards the list?
As far as I am concerned, and most Nigerians are concerned, they are not interested in that list.
Are you sure?
Very certain. Nigerians are interested in stomach infrastructure. What will put food on their table? They are not interested in all these politicians. Because if you look at all these names you're calling, is it not recycling the same set of people, the same old brigade? Is recycling.
But then food is expensive now.
Yes.
Don't you think we should be expecting who will become the next Minister of Agriculture? If this person is, like I learned allegedly now, one of the ministers in the past regime was saying that he was just given that position as to just compensate him.
You can imagine. You can imagine.
Just to go there.
Let me tell you one problem with the political class. They want to continuously be relevant. This razzmatazz of moving in convoy, that paraphernalia, where escorts, people will be surging around them at home, in the office, when they are on the highway or the streets, they are conspicuous. They want you to, whether you like it or not, to show that they are still there and they are the people that matter. That's the problem. It is a problem of psychology, and it's very, very unfortunate. When I look at the way they conduct their activities and their lifestyle, I feel so sorry for the Nigerian nation. Reason being that who are they trying to impress? Look at a poverty-stricken country called Nigeria. We are one of the poorest nations as we speak because of gross mismanagement. We are not supposed to be there anyway because of embezzlements of public funds and abuse of office by past regimes. So they ought to be ashamed of themselves, to be very frank with you. Look at other nations that are focused and know what they are doing. What does minister need more than 2 or 3 vehicles for? All these show-off paraphernalias and razzmatazz. Do we need that at this point in time? But they want to show that they are still in government, that they are still in power. It is really reckless and unfortunate, to say the least. The truth has to be told, though, because it will set us free. We need to cut cost of governance to the barest minimum. We don't need a flamboyant set of people or people coming to display or gesticulate that we are the people in position and we determine your fate and the national fate. For how long? Will they be there forever? Nobody stays there forever. It is there in Ecclesiastics, time and tide. Today you are there, you can't be there forever. It's either the person dies there or one day he or she will take exit from that position. Shakespeare stated the same thing in his literature, that the world is a stage. We are all players. You come and play your role, and get off, others will continue. And do they even think? Once some people are gone, that's the end of the road. Like today, does anybody talk of Chief Tony Aneni anymore?
Of blessed memory.
Of blessed memory. Nobody even remembers that such a name ever existed. Maybe by
the likes of Tony Nahoro.
Of course. There are so many. Dr. Nnamdi Kanu, is it not once in a while we even remember when we are talking of heroes past with Obafemi Awolowo and Ahmadu Bello? You know, though those ones, they stamped their feet on sands of time. They had legacy they left. Because they were nationalistic. They were patriotic. They were emphatic on human capital development. They were not, people who had tendency for primitive acquisition, looting the national wealth or regional wealth. If those set of heroes past or these national leaders have the tendency of the ones who are there today, all these ones that are there today will not even be landlords in Ikoyi, Banana Island, or VI. Because the Awolowos and Zik and Ahmadu would have taken the whole of VI and Ikoyi and shared to themselves with their children and generations to come. But life is not like that. That is why today you even see small boys being landlords in Banana Island. That's the way nature has structured those things. So people need to learn lessons. The lesson of life.
Okay, let's move quickly now. Before we get to, I'm taking you to southeast Nigeria.
Go ahead.
This time around. But before we set sail, let me touch on what Charlie Boy said. You know, it's as regards the outcome of the PEPC.
Yes.
Charlie Boy has said that he has declared his intention to walk naked on the street if the Labour Party candidate Peter Obi emerges victorious at the Election Petitions Tribunal. He said he will walk naked. Now, he took to his Twitter handle yesterday. He said he would strip himself to jubilate if the tribunal announces Obi's victory. Let me quote him. He wrote, "When tribunal announce, say Peter Obi don't win, even before the case reached Supreme Court, what thing you go do that day?" was a question that was asked him. And he said, "For me, I go naked waka from one end of Bodilion to Falomo." What would you say to that, CB?
That is his emotions. And he's sentimentally attached to, well,
you know, he already said that Peter Obi is the God that he sees, you know, in Nigeria. I mean, he believes so much in Peter Obi.
He's not the only one that is so attached to Peter Obi. So many youngsters and the working class believe so much in the young man. Maybe because of his past records. And he's an amiable young man. And he has demonstrated beyond, the level the eyes can see, that his approach to governance will surely be the one that will take cognizance of the plight of the masses. And, you know, like I've always said, this thing is just clear class struggle between the ruling class and the masses. So you now find out, or you realize, that the masses seem to be behind him. Meanwhile, the ruling class believes they have the instrument of power and authority to cage the masses. not to actualize that their aspirations. And that's what is gradually playing out. And well, let us see how it will unfold by the time the petition court would have been done. We'll know what next that will follow.
Let me take you to the southeast.
Yes.
Now, it seems the governor of Enugu State,
Peter
Amba, is the only one fighting this whole sit-at-home thing amongst the governors, like I mentioned the last time, and I'm saying it again. Now, okay, let me take it bit by bit now. Simon Ekpa has written, I guess, that there is a plot or there is a plan to arrest this guy. I'll take it bit by bit because the whole it's a big drama. Now, it's like there's a plot to arrest Simon Ekpa, but this same man has written to the European Union and the United States of America over alleged human rights abuses carried out by the governor Peter Amba of Enugu State. He has written to the US and to the EU. Now, EPA, in the letter written to the international community, afterwards, however, demanded a visa ban on Peter Amba. I don't, okay, fine, you're smiling because I don't know how this thing is playing out. EPA is now asking the EU and the US to ban Peter Amba, from violating the citizens' fundamental human rights, as he puts it. But basically, he is asking that they should give this guy a visa ban from entering whether the EU or, the US. And we want to find out, how did we get here? CP, tell us, how did we get here?
It's unfortunate. Who is Simon Ekpa? In what capacity is he writing EU and US? Who mandated him to write for them? Will he be in Finland and be asking that a governor of a state in Nigeria, a sovereign state of Nigeria, should be issued with a visa ban? Let him come home. That one, he has been out there and be instigating mayhem in the southeast. Let him come home, and from home here, let him do the writing to EU. Because you have to be there to witness the carnage or the Holocaust. You should be able to capture it. You can't be sitting in Finland and be doing that. Who even asked him? On whose behalf is he doing that? We need to know people to take seriously and those to take as charlatans.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Here, he added that the Enugu state government confiscated and arrested people in the state without recourse to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Let me break down what has happened in Enugu.
Beautiful.
The governor came out and made a broadcast that sit-at-home has come to an end in his own state and that people should come out and do their lawful businesses. Well, to an extent, he wanted to enforce that order. He went into the major markets. We have one we call Obete main market, which is the largest market in Enugu. There's another one they call Kenyatta Market. And discovered those ones who, out of fear, did not come to open their shops. And he sealed the shops of those people. And he went further to seal 2 banks. And then at the end of the day, I think there was an error. The governor was not properly advised. Because these things are things you cannot force people to comply with. because the people are scared. Number one, their security may not be guaranteed by these hirelings or hoodlums that call themselves agitators for the Biafra or something. These are known gunmen and or they call them ungun men. I mean, they are scared of them. Nobody wants to lose his life. So why will you go to block them from the avenue where they end their daily living? So they wanted to react to that through two ways: to have a peaceful demonstration or march. That what you have, the decision you have taken is not acceptable to us. That is one. Then two, some said went ahead to unlock their sealed shops and say that it is inappropriate for government to take such a drastic decision against them when they are not sure that they will be alive if they comply with what the governor has said. Because maybe they have looked around town, they didn't see enough teeth, enough armed military personnel and other security forces on ground. So some of them said, no, this one is like talking and not walking the talk. So it's better to still play safe. Is that one an offense again? What if you decide to lock your shop for 1 year? Maybe because you have some financial challenges. Have you committed any offense by doing that? So look at that decision, how counterproductive it turned out to be. So miscreants, we are waiting for that demonstration. And they hijacked the march and went and began to break into people's stores and started looting.
That was at Ogbete Market.
At Ogbete Market. That was what made the military and the police to come out to contain the direction the thing was spiraling to. And good enough, they were able to manage it and brought it to a halt. Although allegedly, we are told that about 3 people lost.
3 persons died.
Lost their life, 2 men and 2 boys and 1 lady. We don't know the cause of their deaths, whether it was out of, they have not stated whether it was firearm that was shot at them, or whether it was maybe stampede. It could be stampede, because everybody was running for their life. But you would have seen a lot of illegalities and criminal activities at the same time that led to that stampede, possibly. Because when you are doing your demonstration, it has to be on the street. What is demonstration going into market for? What is your motive or your purpose of carrying demonstration and going into the market? That means there is underlying criminal intention to loot people's, goods in the market. Honestly, it's a very unfortunate scenario. Well, it's if I were to say that it was a bit of mistake on the part of the governor. He would have managed the thing. Maybe those who would have advised him properly were not there, or if they were there, they didn't live up to their expectation. If I were him, he should fire all of them, starting from his security assistant and all that. They don't know what they are doing. They could have advised him, look, there is no need allowing people to go on demonstration in this. You can end up telling them, go and open their shops, but they should try to cooperate with the government in future and leave it at that. If somebody owns a shop, you cannot force him to come and open his shop. You can't do that. So long as you have your, I don't want to call it tax. I know all those things are focused towards IGR. But if he's paying his charges that is expected of him as stall owner or shop owner, and he's paying, What is your business, whether he locks it or not? Okay, ask yourselves, do they come to market on Sundays? Why will you not say the thing is open for the 7 days of the week? Yes, that's another angle to it. It was a very bad decision, and it was miscalculated arrangement.
Now, hence the letter written by Simon Epa. Now, let me. I want to read out the letter.
Go ahead.
He said, "We wish to bring to your notice the gross violation and fundamental human rights abuses of the people of Enugu State by Peter Mba, the governor of Enugu State. Peter Mba is confiscating and locking up people's businesses and means of sustenance without recourse to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria or any charter, treaty, or convention known anywhere in the civilized world, thereby denying the people of Enugu State the right to personal property and free enterprise. We request that you impose a visa ban on Governor Peter Mba and add him to the list of terrorists and haters of freedom and democracy in Nigeria."
This is very, very laughable. So, if the activities of Peter Mba is contrary to the Constitution, what of his own that is compelling them to sit at home for 2 weeks? And the ones he did for 1 week, and so on and so forth. So his own is lawful and justified. I mean, let him use his tongue to count his teeth. The way the guy is going, he is doing the path of self-destruction. He's a young man. He's not up to 40. From what I saw, he's about 38 years old. He should retrace his steps and beg God for forgiveness. And even beg the Southeast, the Igbos, to forgive him for the atrocities he has committed. Because his conduct has led to loss of so many lives and destruction of properties of Igbo people. Ask me, what is the offense of those Igbos that have been going through these gruesome experiences? I don't know. I mean, how can somebody under the sun, for goodness sake, be endangering his own people, his own community, his own race, by making conditions unbearable for them? He has caused gross economic loss running into billions for the 5 southeastern states, southeast geopolitical region, the Igbo states, 5 of them. How can you, one working day, you know what it means in terms of trade and commerce and other forms of businesses? You cost them to not to come out. And it's unfortunate. It's a pity. I believe the criminal gangs saw it as an opportunity for them to wreak havoc and mayhem to their own people. It's very unfortunate. The gladiator who calls himself the general of the masses is sitting out there. If the man were to be patriotic, why is he sitting there? Let him come home now. He should have come here. Go and sit in either Ebonyi or Abia. Maybe sit inside one of the jungles or hideout and be given that instruction from that place. Then I'll now know that he's, in fact, he has identified himself with a cause he's, agitating. He will be there talking a lot of rubbish and nonsense and saying that the government in exile and the one at home. Which one is which government? Who and who constitutes that government outside? It's one-man riot squad. Let him come back. It's a very unfortunate thing, to say the least.
I had earlier asked if it's so difficult for this guy to be arrested. But here is the latest information as regards that. The federal government, has been called up by the Senate to collaborate with the Finnish government on ways to extradite Simon Ekpa, a self-styled separatist leader, for his alleged role in the sit-at-home order and killings in the southeast.
Let me even tell you one thing. The man thinks he's smart because he has dual citizenship. He has Finland's citizenship. When the chips are down, that will not save him. Because the government are documenting all his reckless and irresponsible talks. He's been sending via YouTube and via the video. They have packed all of them. And they are going to use this against him. That's why I say that the man is gradually towing the path of self-destruction. They brought this to the attention of the Finnish ambassador to Nigeria. And from what I heard, anyway, as alleged, he replied the government that that is beyond him. It should be government to government level, not as a diplomat. He has given them the lead or the clue of what to do. So it's left for the office of the External Affairs, or what you call the Foreign Affairs Ministry now, to do the needful. Package, like the Senate has mandated them, package the appropriate letter requesting for this man to be extradited and support them with all the evidence of his reckless statements. Let us see how Finnish government will handle that. Then we will now know what next to do.
Now, here is my fear. Resolved to direct the Minister of Foreign Affairs, that is when appointed.
Yes.
And of course,
in his absence, the permanent secretary is there, the DG.
Wait, hold on. To investigate nefarious activities of Simon Ekpa, who is a gang leader, with a view of bringing him and his team to book. Now, this is where I'm going to.
Yes.
But the Senate turned down a call for the federal government to use a political, in quotes, a political solution approach in freeing the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. They call it a political solution approach in freeing the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, from detention. I mean, the Senate has turned that down, saying, no. You are in a way coming in to say you want to use a political approach to free Nnamdi Kanu, and they're saying no to it. Now, let's get more details now. It also rejected a prayer seeking to ask the government to free Nnamdi Kanu based on court orders. Now, that's there. The decisions by the Senate follow the consideration and adoption, of a motion by an All Progressives Congress APC Senator, Osita Izunaso. Before the call, that protest in Enugu happened and all of that. But that's where I'm going to is the Senate sitting to say no. Nnamdi Kanu shouldn't be, they shouldn't look at the issue politically, is what I'm concerned with. I begin to look at what's going on. I mean, is there something we don't understand? Is there something we don't know about what's going
on? I am not in the National Assembly, and I'm not in a position to speak for the Senate. But from the position of the Senate, from my own deduction, they believe that this issue has nothing to do with politics. It has to do with the law. So that is not something they should bring before the floor of the red chambers.
Okay.
Since it is a matter before maybe one or two courts. You see, sometimes I tell people we need to be critical when we are viewing issues. A court of competent jurisdiction has directed that the man should be allowed to enjoy his freedom. And the agency of government are still holding on to this. That is to tell us, is sending one message, that they are not doing it on their own. In other words, you cannot say that there is impunity. It appears they may have gone to another court of competent jurisdiction to get another warrant or another order, maybe pending when they would have finished their investigations concerning this subject. And the same thing played out in that of MFL. You know, those who didn't follow the thing properly. We are saying, no, that a court, a federal high court, has granted the man bail. Why would so and so and so still hold him back? An agency like that, I believe, have their own legal department headed by people with so much experience in law, who are grounded in law. They will not come to announce to you and I, or publicly, that they had gone to another court to get another warrant to rearrest the man. That was why they came prepared, anticipating the direction or the decision the court will give. That obviously they are going to grant him bail. It's a normal thing. Forget that the man is a high-profile person of governor of Central Bank. I have been in the system. I had worked in the CID, that first CID Alagbo, at the highest level. I was there for 8.5 years, throughout the time of Abacha, into the time of Abdul Salam Abubakar, up till the time of Obasanjo. We have been doing things like that because when you are doing an investigation and you are compelled to go to court, and you have not finished your investigation, there are a lot of pending issues you have not resolved, you'll be advised by the legal department of the CID to go. You might not even be advised, you'll be directed or instructed to go and get another order of the court or warrant, so that as soon as this man is granted bail, you wait and pick him and bring him back, so that his freedom will not jeopardize the other investigations you are still looking into, because some evidence are still coming up. So these are the areas I will want the public to always look at. Let them not just dabble or jump into conclusions, maybe out of sentiments or emotions.
In the case of Nnamdi Kanu,
yes.
How long will this investigation last? For
I am not
how long?
I am not
for
in
how
a position,
many months or how many years?
I am not in a position to answer that. That question should go to the people doing the investigation. But I'm trying to clear one or two areas where people should not take those agencies for granted or think they are, exercising some level of impunity.
A court of competent jurisdiction has said, release this man.
Yes. And another court of competent jurisdiction would have given them a warrant. Because they may have approached that court, not the same court, another court, and presented their reasons.
On what grounds now?
On the grounds that the investigation is still ongoing. It's a very wide thing. You are not part of the system. You are not privileged to the brief they are working on. So to an extent, we feel it as human beings. In fact, for me as a person, I'm not happy that the man is still in custody. I wish and pray that the man will come out hale and hearty. To be very frank with you. But there is this overwhelming circumstance that's why the Senate played clever. They don't want to get involved. They are trying to tell you that, look, that area you're going is area for the law to sort out.
Okay, maybe we should also ask this question.
Yes.
Who in Nigeria is holding Nnamdi Kanu to ransom? Who in Nigeria is still keeping him where he is?
The government, of course, is keeping him.
But it was the Buhari government.
Government is a continuum. It's a continuous process. That is why the former government has gone. A new government is there. And the new government will still refer you to the rule of law and due process.
So, and the new government says that he has done something really. I mean,
they have not said so.
He should,
because
then why not release him?
Well. That is what I'm saying. We need to follow these things in sequence. A court has said, leave him. Another court has said, no. From facts before me, let him still do some explanation. It's like that all over the world. It is standard. It is the way it is done. That is why everybody should pray not to enter into problems of that magnitude. Because you may be looking at it as a very small issue. By the time you find yourself in that quagmire, to regular out becomes a problem. That will take you a very long time. If I go to Kuje or Kirikiri or Ikoyi, you see people who are awaiting trial. Some have stayed there for 10 years. And they are just under allegation, alleged this. It has not been proven. It has not been proven. And there is no way you can say, go. Because there has been serious case alleged against you. So even if your lawyer comes and file for enforcement of fundamental human rights, the state councils will always have a way of countering that plea or that suit you are coming up with. They always have their defense. As you're filing, they'll go to another court and get a warrant waiting. So that when you say charge, okay, let us comply with the order. They'll charge. You grant bail. They'll take the other one and grab the person and take him back. So these are problems for the law and the lawyers. Let them sort it out.
You know, earlier when this administration came on board, you know, people pleaded with the administration, Tinubu, please, at least release this man and let it be like
reconciliation and
you know, a gift.
Okay.
You know, a
healing
gift,
and all that.
of course, for Nigerians and especially those from the southeast.
For the southeast, yes.
But now it's like all of that is nowhere.
Let me be frank with you. The commander-in-chief personally may have intention to do that. But on basis of law, he has an attorney general, even though one has not been appointed. But the office of the attorney general is open with seasoned lawyers who have put in over 30 years working there. You have to listen to them now. He will call them and say, okay, come and brief me on this issue. Let us see how we can sort this thing out. When they come with their brief, the man would say, okay, if that is the case, but just expedite action. I'm sure that's what he would tell them. Please, anyhow you can expedite action on that, go and expedite action. Let's see how it will go. I'm sure that's what he will tell them. But he will not come out to tell us. You know, that office has a lot of burden. It's not easy to be commander-in-chief.
Let's get our listeners to, be part of this. Let's have a robust one this time around. Let's get them to also say something as regards all we've been talking about. Yeah, your opinion, your observation, your query, your comments. Yeah, all of these things are needed. Okay, and hey, in case you're watching on YouTube, please go there and to the comment section and drop your comment there, so I can read it out in real time. Okay, let's do that quickly. Now the number to call is 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903. You WhatsApp 0700 903 9039. Again, 0700 903 9039. All right, and you can be part of this discussion from wherever you are. Okay? But all you do for me is keep your comments very civil, the way I used to say, right? Keep your comments very, very civil. Very, very civil. And be as brief as possible so we can get several participation, okay? From some other persons. Let's take calls across board. Thank you so much. My name is Jude. It can be Jude. If you must call, please move away from your radio set or turn down the volume so we can hear each other. Thank you so very much. Now, let's get straight up to the studio lines right now. Hello, good afternoon to you. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. I can hear you. Oh, okay. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call. Good afternoon.
Afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, everybody.
We can hear you.
Yes, my.
Sorry about that. Maybe you should call us back. We can hardly hear you. Probably your network, right? Please do call us back. Yeah, call us back. Let's get to take more calls. Like I told you, you can also send your messages, okay, via WhatsApp. Yeah, via WhatsApp, and I would still read it out. 0700 903 903 903 to call, then 0700 903 903 to send your WhatsApp message. Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, good afternoon. My name is Dulak.
Welcome.
Yeah. The question I'm asking is this. That's why I don't normally want to contribute to all these things. The root cause, because what is killing Nigeria is, keeping the truth aside and be discussing other things, the surface. The root cause of this thing that led to the genesis of the whole thing, they never talk about it over the radio or over anywhere. The root cause of Nnamdi Kanu springing up, agitating this and that led to his arrest, that led to his disobeying court, absconding, that is arrested. The root cause why is it not addressed? A country that's nothing good will want to come out of it. The people that are being marginalized, what is right for them? The federal government will use guns, AK-47, and take it away from them. Then you ask the people to fold their hand and be looking. You have food, but hunger is killing you. The South is outside. They have oil that is feeding this country. North does not have oil. West does not have oil. They does not have oil. The Southeast and South that has this food that Nigeria is eating. They talk. They will carry AK-47 with soldiers and clamp them down. Why not address it? Thank you.
All right. Thank you so very much. It's part of these things we must address. So we're looking at right away. Thank you so much. Anyway, keep your calls coming in. 0700 903 903 903. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, this is Monday calling from Ijeoma.
Okay.
So I didn't listen from the beginning, but the way I heard your analyst talking about the issue of Nnamdi Kanu and the issue of Emefiele, that the issue of that when court give an order, the government can be able to go to any other court and collect an order to keep that, the suspects, as long as the order is granted. But I want to ask, what is the rule of law in a democratic setting of the country? Now I want to ask him, the judgment of appeal court that granted Nnamdi Kanu, free, has the Nigerian government gone to any court to challenge that decision, only go to Supreme Court to ask of stay of execution without obeying the court order first? And with that judgment as it is, there is no court in Nigeria can try Nnamdi Kanu. The issue of rendition from Kenya, Nigeria is part of international law that talks about if you want to bring somebody in, you have to write to that country or what? Extradition. Nigerian government didn't do that. He was go from Kenya and brought back to Nigeria. There is no court in Nigeria can try him. They are just keeping him there. And that is a fact. Let him discuss and say this where the Nigerian government went and collected a court injunction to keep him there. Thank you and have a blessed day.
Okay, thank you so very much. Thank you for calling. Okay, I think I would also want to take calls right now. Read some messages I mean to say. Can I do that? Okay, hold on. Let's get here first. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Christian.
All right.
What I'm just listening to the man that is analyzing about. Is it only in Nigeria that such a thing can happen? Because when we are seeing truth in this country, we don't talk of truth. I've been in abroad. How can the government will not obey law? And we are saying that there is some area. Is it secret? That court or that court that the government will go, is it an invisible court or the court of Nigeria? So I'm very, very surprised that maybe to hear this kind of thing. A exposed country or a country that believe law cannot be talking like this. First of all, when they say, allow this man to go first, then obey the law first. If there is any more investigation, the man is still around. Arrest him. You say that the DSS have power to keep him. For what reason? When we see truth, the reason why Southeast is still suffering this kind of thing that is happening, even the one in abroad that is talking, let them release Nnamdi Kanu and see whether this thing can still happen. But let me tell you people the truth. This is a tribalistic something. MFLA, if I see that thing is from another tribe, they cannot be doing those people like that. It's a tribalistic something. MFLA is where? Is it only on that side that such a thing can happen to? Assuming that it's another, even this man from NSAS, or this, all of them have gained their freedom. DSS cannot go and do that kind of thing. It's a tribalistic something, but God will judge this country for all these sin truths and they will not say it.
All right, thank you.
It will happen to many people.
Thank you so very much. VOPFM, let's read some comments here. Abdulatif sent these from Oshodi Solo. He said, let those in the corridor of power begin to make necessary plans to return Nigeria to her glorious days of regional government, as it was in the days of Obatemi Awolowo and others, where each region is solely responsible for its own development. Contributions of revenue can only be made to the center. The federal government, then you will see a massive growth in Nigerian system rather than a few people eating up what belonged to the generality of the people in Nigeria, all in the name of corruption. They should implement these to avert yet another possible political earthquake in this country. All right? Thank you so very much. Let's see if we can touch on some other messages here. The Senate has refused to pass for Kanu's release. This shows they are happy that Igbo land is being destroyed. Mba is biting more than he can chew. Why not pursue for Kanu's release? El-Rufai, Wike for ministerial list. Anyway, this government has nothing to offer. Senator sent in that from Isolo. Senator representing where? Okay, let's read some more messages. Good afternoon, CP. Okay, let me read this out, CP. Good afternoon. I'll read it verbatim, the way he sent it. Good afternoon, Mr. Jude and CP Chooks. Please tell CP to step down his English a little bit. I'm always enjoying his analysis. Nirimalu, right? Ugo, right? Okay, thank you so very much. So you've been advised to... Or maybe we should tell this guy to go to court if you're not okay with it. All right. Just a little comic relief anyway. Someone is saying here, Chief Austin Onchuku is saying your guest is okay. I think I can read this one out now. But he said Does the DSS not have time limit for investigation? All the people blaming Simon Ekpa are, what did you say they are? Okay. Tinubu must release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for peace to reign in the southeast. Nobody thinks, or nobody thinking otherwise is compromised, including, okay, everyone. Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate you. In the case of Nnamdi Kanu, Nigerians are doing, is a tribal judgment against him? Is that what you call? Okay, but keep your comments coming in. Okay, let's talk more. Let's make it more robust. Thank you so much. Let's get back to the phone lines and take more calls now. I want to take as many calls as possible, and the one you want the CP to react to, feel free. Let's just have a robust one, like I call it. The number to call is 0700 903 9039. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, afternoon. My name is Mari, calling from Keda.
Okay.
I just want to ask you again there. Does it mean that the DSS is above the judiciary or the rule of law? That is my question.
All right.
Because the courts have granted Nnamdi Kanu fail, and DSS say no. Does it mean that the DSS now is above judiciary and the rule of law? That's what I want to ask.
All right. Thank you. CP, maybe just touch on it briefly.
Briefly, the DSS is not above the law. And, being secret police that the people call them, they don't need to tell you everything they do. But I strongly believe that if a court grants somebody bail, if they go to another court and get a warrant, they can implement it. They'll use it. We do so in the police. So they don't need to inform you that we are going to this court or begin to give you all the details. This is what we did. They are not above the law, and I don't think they will disobey any law order, court order. That's just the truth of the matter.
Okay.
In other words, they always arm themselves with authority, with a warrant or an order from another court to continue their investigations.
0700 903 903 903. Good afternoon.
Yeah, afternoon, Gideon.
Good afternoon.
Please, I'm never the call.
All right.
My greetings to your big guest at the greeter.
Good afternoon to you.
For the good afternoon, Master. You are true son of the soil. May God bless you for that.
Bless you too.
Gideon, please. My take goes to Enugu governor. Your guest has said it all. I believe it's a mistake from his management. This is a big mistake. They should look around and see the kind of people they are working with. Because not every advice you can take, or not every decision you can take by yourself. You can't force somebody who do not have a kitchen knife to come out and say somebody who is having an ambition. No one can advise people to do that. And if somebody lost anything for his own business, it's not your business. It's not your concern. Because you never open business to anybody or give anybody money to operate. So what you have to do then, show them the leadership spirit in you. By very early in the morning, Monday, before 4 o'clock, you and your men are on the ground, moving around. They say, yes, you people are on the ground, moving around with security. A tight one. You go see say people will be coming out joining you people. But you are moving with security and the proof car. And your wife and your children are somewhere. You are forcing people to come out and come and take their life and do try and lock or what? All these leaders have to know, say they are little human beings. They are not doing animals, They have to reason with the human beings before you take any decision, before you take any decision for them. You have to reason with them, plan with them. Yes, I guess I've said everything all. And about these people, their list, nobody is expecting anything from them. And nobody is interested in that list. If they like, make them write the name of their children and their daughters and their sons. Nobody cares. All we needed is that this country must come out of this quagmire. We have turned a laughing stock in the world. Before they used to say in our program, say, okay, they talk, where children know they hear. Okay, elders they speak, where children know they hear. Now, children they speak, elders no one hear. Which kind of one be that?
All right.
May God bless you people and bless your guests for me, I beg.
Thank you. Thank you so very much for calling. Let's go this way now. Good afternoon to you.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
This is Michael. I'm calling from the United States. I don't have a question, but I just want to make a comment. I listened to your analyst, and he said that the civil police can detain someone for over 10 years. And he made a reference about some people who are still awaiting trial for over 10 years. It's only in Nigeria. It doesn't happen anywhere in the world. I just want to pick on that kind of statement. It shouldn't happen. And that is the same system that kept Nigeria behind. Sorry to say. Also, in regards to Emefiele and Nnamdi Kanu, the idea of detaining these guys when court has pronounced that they should be released is illegal. The DSS or SSS, they're supposed to obey the court order. It doesn't matter if you work to their interest or not. They must release them first. They can appeal the decision, but they must release them. The idea of going to a different court of equal jurisdiction to secure another court order, that is illegal. It shouldn't happen in the advanced world. Let me pick up Nnamdi Kanu, for instance. When Nnamdi Kanu was discharged and with an order not to try him anywhere again in Nigeria, I recall he was illegally detained for additional 5 to 6 days before the government went and used the same court of the same jurisdiction but different judges to secure a stake in judgment. That is illegal. So Nigeria as a nation has been doing so many illegal activities, and they can never succeed or progress by this kind of system. That's just my contribution. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for calling us. Thank you. Let's take more calls. Kingsley, Chinedu, you want to say something?
Just my one comment.
All right.
The last caller made a mistake by saying that a warrant or an order from the court is illegal. Is he a lawyer? He's not in a position to make such a statement. Once a document comes from the court, it's authentic. Once it's signed and sealed by a court. So he cannot end up saying that a warrant or an order of the court is an illegal order. It's wrong on him, so he shouldn't be misinforming the public, please.
Okay. All right. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Hi, good afternoon.
Yeah, Jide, hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon to you. What's your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, this is Daniel from Stockholm again.
All right.
You remember some time ago I told you that Nigeria, there's no truth in Nigeria. I enjoy your show a lot. There's a lot of truth in your show. But today, to be honest, the CP disappointed most of us. Because he was generalizing that what is happening in Nigeria happens everywhere in the world. You understand? When a court, where I live in Sweden, when a court when they say somebody is going to a court, it's only one court. When the court releases you, it's finished. This is what I want to say. And Nnamdi Kanu, for a lot of people, is a freedom fighter. These are people who can speak to the government. Many people in Nigeria are afraid. But when you see people like Nnamdi Kanu speaking up, people like Showore speaking up, people like the late Fela Nicola Kuti speaking up, it's because they want good for Nigeria. But the impunity in Nigeria we keep, they don't want the truth. They don't want the truth. They don't want somebody to expose what they are doing to the common people. You know what I mean? You see, so please tell the CP, I'm happy he's telling us the Nigerian system, but most of his analysis today, people like us who live outside the country, we are disappointed because we miss our. I wish I could live in Nigeria. I wish that. Thank you,
Okay.
Jide. Thank you so much.
All right. I appreciate you. I appreciate that call. CP.
In brief, in response to what he's saying,
Okay.
there are two things. I stand for the truth, and I will always maintain the truth as it is because it will set us free. And at the same time, I will tell them the way the law has provided, and there's nothing we can do about it. If we feel aggrieved, we look for a way to change it. These are things on ground. I'm not justifying those things for his information and for so many of them. I'm trying to say that once the law is like this and the position is this, there's nothing we can do for now other than to maybe go to a higher court to challenge it, to see if we can quash that order they are carrying. That's the truth of the matter.
All right. Kingsley Chinedu, you can call in via WhatsApp, the WhatsApp number. 0700 903 9039. Okay. Kingsley Chinedu, where you calling, where you texting from? But outside Nigeria anyway. Outside Nigeria. But you can call that number, okay? But then the number to call is 0700 903 903 903. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir. They can me Judy.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, this is Monday. CP, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon to you, Monday.
Yes, sir. I like your analysis as you have put it. Though many people will not understand, some will not be happy, but some will be happy. But what I want to say is that concerning Nnamdi Kanu, the high boss and the Ohanese are trading with that man's case. And it's like they are making so much money. It's the same judiciary that failed us today they are taking him to. If they are taken to a federal high court or a court in Germany that is final, it will be settled because the crime that man did is not, he did not reach up to what Ojukwu did. That is what is going on till now. I am so disappointed of this country. When a man wants to stand and speak up, they will quench him. But God will judge us one day.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Okay, we'll take more calls right now. Good afternoon to you. Please, you have to move away from your radio set, huh? Please move away from your radio set. Hello, good afternoon to you. Oh my God. All right, let's get to read some messages quickly. Kingsley Chinedu started by saying, he said, thank you, sir. I think he's talking about Simon Ekpa. He said, thank you so very much, sir. Watching you from Israel. And he's a native of Imo State and an Igbo man. He said, this man, Simon Ekpa, and his business associates must beg God for forgiveness. He has caused so much death in our homeland. That is talking about the Southeast. He said he indeed have sown the wind and cannot fail to reap the wild wind. Okay, so much terrible things have gone on our place, which this young man's words have instigated or initiated. Okay, Ovat Monday says, good afternoon, CP. I think Nnamdi Kanu's case is political, and I know former CP knows that, but decided to be so skeptical about it. Well, okay. Wokem is saying, CP, you can make the comment. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you so very much. All right. Let's go this way. Hello. Good afternoon. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hello. Good afternoon.
The echo is crazy over there from your end. Call back, please. You have to call back. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. Let's also see if we can read some messages on WhatsApp. This person is saying, a country where the interest of a political party is more than the welfare of the people. May the good Lord bless you people and bless us all gracious. Well, I say a very big amen to that. Thank you so very much. More messages now. Nigeria is a country that doesn't solve issues from the foundation, but solve the issue. Okay, I'm trying to get what you said. Back to the phone lines. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, just in the studio here with you.
All right.
Good afternoon to you too.
All right, sir. My own little contribution is about the Simon Ekpa they are talking about of bringing from Finland to Nigeria. Me? Because what I'm saying is this, because Nnamdi Kanu is still in the of DSS here in Nigeria, and we have seen a lot of mayhem that is happening in the Igbo land. A lot of death, a lot of blood have been sharing every day. And for me, for my own suggestion, bringing Simon Ekpa down to Nigeria for a trial, it will be a big tragedy in the land. To stop there. I'm talking about, secondly, about the governor of Enugu State. I'm not in the politics. You know, let me just reveal a secret to you. It's not up to 2 weeks that president of Nigeria, this is at Enugu State. If you don't know, I'm just telling you this. He came around 2 a.m. at midnight in Enugu, and he marks himself as a Boko Haram. They lead him to somewhere they needed, and it happens that all the Southwest governors, all these new elected governors were called in Enugu to host a meeting with the vice president secretly. Nobody, there are some people who knows about it. And one thing about
you can substantiate that. I don't know. You know, people just the president. What you say? The president or the vice president?
Vice president
came to Enugu.
Yes.
Well, we don't know that.
We don't know about that.
We don't know about that at all.
Speculation.
Yeah. We don't know about that. 0700 903 903 903. Yeah, we'll be wrapping up pretty soon. But let's see if we can take 1 or 2 or maybe 3 more calls before we run this afternoon. Let's go here. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Kamejude.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, the CP.
Good afternoon to you too.
Quickly, please. 60 seconds.
Man. Okay.
Thank you.
Now, my name, I'm calling from the school area. Jude, please, where I want to protect my point is complete now. 2 days ago, I was in Oshodi, and I want the CP to please answer me this question. 2 days ago, I was in Oshodi, beside that Zitamak or whatever they call it.
Terminal?
Yeah. Yes, beside the terminal. I was there, I myself, watching. The so-called state task force came to chase away those boys, all those street boys from there. They could not catch a single person there. Now, the so-called state task force went ahead and apprehended those Keke Marwa that used to load the Oshodi to Ladipo there. They arrested about 20 Kekes and took them away to their office. One of them, I met with one of them and I asked him why. They said that they don't know. The same particular man was crying and shedding tears. He told me that his wife is in the hospital. And this morning, I met with one of them. The man said that he paid 20,000 naira to release his own keke. Now, according to the city, is this. Why is it anytime that police chase away criminals and they could not see any of them, they will go and catch innocent souls? What did those Keke Marwa do to those state task force? That's my question to CC. Please answer this question and make it open to Nigerians for us to know. Then again, the court detaining or Nigerian DSS detaining Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu, by the time he was arrested, there was.
Hello. Are you there? Oh, sorry about that. Sipi, you want to quickly touch on that?
Well, the task force is an agency of Lagos State government, and they are mandated to be part of the IGR, internally generating revenue agency. So they cannot tell them that they go out the whole day and come back without grabbing some people.
Oh, really?
That's the truth of the matter. So it's unfortunate that those keke were grabbed. And they may have, they will always have omnibus reasons for doing that. They will tell you that you have parked in a place that is not authorized to be picking passengers. That's enough. They will still make sure they get that 20,000 paid into the state coffers. If you go and give them cash by the side, you are on your own. Government say, once there's an allegation against you, you are given a paper, you go and pay to the bank. Bring your docket or your receipt and present to them. Then you collect your keke. So next time you learn not to park in places they say is not authorized. You need to be very, very careful with those task force people. That's my own response to that.
All right. Good afternoon to you.
Hello. Yeah, good afternoon. Jide, I think.
Yes, that's my name. What's your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Kingsley Chinedu. I've been sending some message there from Israel.
All right. How is Israel?
Yeah, we are doing great here.
All right, let's go.
Only we want to come back home. Can you people help us to come back home?
We'll do our best.
You want me to pay for your flight ticket?
No, don't pay anything. Just tell us if our coming home we are safe. Then we'll come back home.
He's talking of the security. Go ahead.
All right, my brother. CP, I've been hearing what you are saying. It's my first time to listen to you. I enjoy your analysis concerning Simon Ekpa. True, he has been chewing more than he can swallow.
Yes.
All the analysis on him, I think, is wonderful. It's okay. I have never been a supporter of Nnamdi Kanu, Biafra agitation, IPOP. I hate it. I quarrel with them. I go opposite them. Okay? But the way you analyze it, because why I really say I go opposite them, so that my name will not make somebody say it's because he's an Igbo man. The way you analyze it based on the thing we have been hearing from government, justifying the unjustifiable. Here in Israel, for example, you pick a man and court say release him, and you release him, or choosing from what you have said, they go to another court to take another in order to pick him up.
Yes.
Now, the problem here is, look at what happened to Emefiele in the court. We were watching live from here. Look at the ridicule to our court because they want to pick him up again. Is there no ways to do things in Nigeria that when we watch and compare with other places, we can be happy? So CP, where to go? That thing has ridiculed Nigeria, picking somebody up because you want to retain him. So the way they keep Nnamdi Kanu is only few people, like the way you are justifying. You can't justify it. It's unjustifiable. You can't justify such. That a court has said release, and now because they want to retain him, Jide asked you a question: for how long will they be doing the investigation? People, they arrest people here also. For how long did they keep people in court and in prison before they can be able to come up with their investigation? Nigeria, the way we go and justify this thing is making us to see wrong as right, because that is our way. And again, there is something you talk about people awaiting trial in Kuje. It's wrong that somebody will be awaiting trial for 10 years. The way you analyze it, make it look like it's okay. No. It's wrong. Let Nigeria be. When we come to on air like this, knowing world is watching. Let's put things, okay, we have been doing it like this, but it's wrong. We could have been done it like this. Now we can be able to enjoy it. But putting it in a way that it looks like, please, CP, it's not okay.
All right. Thank you.
There is a protest going on in Israel because the government want to change a little things in their court system so that they can interfere. But the only thing that makes Israel standing, their court and their justice. A politician can decide whatever they care, but court will say no. Politicians have no mouth. But politicians want to have a little mouth now, and they want to change the
Hello?
Well,
why you are seeing the protest? Please, CP, help us to analyze this thing in another way so that we will enjoy it. It's wrong.
Thank you so
It's wrong. Keeping Nnamdi Kanu is wrong.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate your call.
Thank you.
Yeah, so very
well,
much.
In a brief response to this last statement, I am not justifying the position of the government. I am only analyzing and telling you this is why they do those things. I am not saying that it is right. That is why I made one statement in a few minutes ago that two things. The truth shall set us free. I stand on the truth. But the laws has its own loopholes. And that is where the people in government are capitalizing on. I'm not trying to say that it is right, but that is the situation we find ourselves. That's the position. And it's unfortunate and painful.
Thank you so very much.
I appreciate you
for talking to us this afternoon.
Thank you.
It's been really, really robust. I mean, insightful. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
All right, time to go. My name is Jude Ikami Jude. I'll be here for I'll just get to open up the studio lines and let's talk to ourselves. You can say anything you want to say, but hey, you have to say it in a civil manner. Do follow me on social media at Ikami Jude. IKAMIJUDEH. IKAMIJUDEH, one word. And also follow VOP across all socials. That is at VOP903FM. Thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow. My job here is done today. Good afternoon, Lagos.
Be mindful of the power of your words and the impact they can have on others. As members of Voice of the People community, it's crucial that we foster an environment of respect, empathy, and understanding. As we lead healthy discussions and diverse opinions, it is important to ensure that these opinions are backed by facts and grounded in truth. Slanderous statements and baseless accusations not only harm individuals but also undermine